Welcome to your Leo full moon reading, and this of course is going to be at its climax on February 16th of 2022 at 11:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you can figure out where that is at in your time zone. And it's beautiful. We have this wonderful, exciting, fun Leo energy that's coming about. And I wanted to talk just briefly about, before we jump into your reading, what this energy is bringing in. Of course, every 28, 29 days or so, we have a new cycle of moons, from new moons to full moons and back to new moons, and so it's always going that way. But also around every 6 months we have a cycle of going from the new moon in a sign to the full moon in a sign back to the new moon in a sign. So the new moon, the last new moon, I'll show you a little card here. I love this, all these beautiful sunflowers, because the Leo, I believe, is ruled by the sun, so this is beautiful energy. The last new moon we had was back on August 9th of 2021, and that energy that started us off on that journey, like it says here, shine, and like the sun shines, right? And that was about finding pride, lion pride, in who you are, remembering respect for yourself, allowing your creative energy to bring like new and unique approaches to any of your challenges. So that was the energy that started up around there. And then 6 months later, here we're coming up around February 16th of the culmination. So during those 6 months, from there up to this point that's the journey that you've been having. So you can look at back on August 9th, see what was happening around that period of time, and just what has grown around your pride in yourself and the respect in yourself and your creative energy from that time. But the Leo full moon energy, this is about releasing now old thoughts and old beliefs about who you thought you were, the old things that you thought you had pride in yourself, or the things that you were using to define your respect for yourself. And now you're releasing those and you're letting go. And like it mentions in here, little lion, go wild. Get out from all that restriction and all those old thoughts and beliefs. It also says that answers are coming, so enjoy your ride, have fun, love, smile, laugh. All of those things help you see and hear answers where you didn't see answers before. And it's about using your energy not to focus on your fears, but focus instead on what you want, not on what you don't want. Focus on what you're grateful for, because whatever you focus on is what is going to grow. So this is what this is about. And I love these cards are from this beautiful deck here. So I'll let you see that in case you want to check those out. And it gives you a lot of beautiful information about the moons and the phases of the moons. And in here, they mentioned like a full moon affirmation, which I really liked, which I'm going to alter a little bit, but they mentioned like the affirmation is, I live in the present and release all past pain. And I want to alter that and say, I live in the present and release all past pain and constriction and suffering and stress, because those are those old beliefs, the old ways of seeing yourself. And this is a transformation of seeing yourself in a whole new bright way, right? So I love this, and we're going to see what the Creator has to additionally provide you for each reading for each of the individual signs, and we're going to jump into your sign right now. All right, on my Pisces, this is your reading for the Leo full moon. We're going to start off with these You Are Awesome cards. And this is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know overall for this Leo full moon. One more time. All right, so for our Pisces, what would you like them to know about the Leo full moon, please? Okay, actually, they want this one right here for you. And there you have it. And it says, I may have the same fur as you, but we're all special inside. Sometimes sweet, sometimes tangy, but always awesome. Yeah, so I love the little kiwi and the little bird there. Sorry for that glare. And so this is all about recognizing that we all, at our core, at our awesomeness, we are all the same. So we are all made of the same essence, of the unconditional love of the creator of all things, our spirit, higher self. So behind every character, there is this same being that we are. We're all that spirit being made of that perfection of the creator. But we're also all these unique little characters that we're playing here on the earth too. So this is all about recognizing our sameness and accepting our individuality and not trying to have everyone be the same. And as we interact with people and we come across individuals that kind of maybe rub us a little tangy, like it says, that we can look beyond that and look beyond that to our sameness, to where we're not trying to change them and make them be someone other than they are, that we can love them with that unconditional love of who we really are. And we're going to dig more into this, of course. We're going to pull some cards here from the tarot and just expand upon this message and see what else the creator wants you to know about this Leo full moon. So for our Pisces, what else would you like them to know? Okay, so you do have the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, the Three of Cups. So a lot of threes, and the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. And they also want you to have the Strength card. You also have the Hierophant and the King of Cups. So I'm not surprised you're getting a lot of cups. That's your water sign showing itself. And you also have the King of Wands, as well as the Ace of Swords. So we will break all of these down. This is kind of like a little full moon going on here. But we're going to start with this one as being kind of the leading card for all these. And I'll show them all to you as I go around too. So you've got the Eight of Pentacles here. And Pentacles represent like the outside world, all the characters on the stage, like we were talking about, everything that's going on in that outside world. And the Eight is all about moving to another level, another place of understanding. It could be like, if someone was in a school and they're graduating, it's kind of that feel, like someone was an apprentice and now they're becoming the master in something. So this is all about the outside work that you've been doing, and you're ready to move to that next level, which for this reading, I'm really feeling like this is all about seeing the world in a completely different way. It's like stepping up to a new level of doing that, because you've got the Eight of Pentacles here, and you have the number 8, which is the Strength card here, which I'll talk about in a moment here, but it is about understanding the difference, like I was talking about in the beginning, about the human self and the higher spiritual self, and that joining together of it. So I really feel these are so intertwined here. But we're going to move in a clockwise position here, and we're going to look at these three together next. And you start off with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. And the Three of Swords for me actually is the expectations card. It usually has like this giant heart in it with these three swords stuck in it. And it represents the pain that we have, this belief that our heart can be broken. And it's why we come down here. It's all this opposites that we encounter. It's like, when you look at number 3 as being a creative type of thing, in order to understand and see a beautiful creation on a white canvas, you need to have other painting, other colors besides white, in order to see more clearly what is being painted there. And that's why our shadow side, that's why this whole human existence side, we chose to encounter it, because in this realm in this human body, in this character that we're playing here, it actually is so many of the opposites that we experience. We don't experience sadness back home because we are happiness. Our essence is happiness and joy. So in experiencing our sadness and depression here, we understand more fully what that happiness and joy is. Same thing with we are beings that are made of unconditional love, and down here we experience conditional, and so we have that contrast between it all. So I love that this is popping up here for you, because you also have another 3 here, which is the 3 of Cups. This is like the celebration card, kind of a joy card. Cups are our emotions. And the other thing that this really brings in for me is a special message from spirit, from our spirit guides and our angels and our loved ones. Because of a special reading that happened to me a couple years ago, this card is their little signature card saying, hey, we're here, all those beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. Like I said, your guardian angels and your spirit guides, your loved ones who have already passed and gone to the other side, your ancestors, creator spirit, unicorns, leprechauns, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are, that's them making their presence known and showing you the difference. Again, this kind of like this reflection here of our shadow side and our higher spiritual side, which brings us to this 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups again, are emotions. The 9 is like finding your emotional fulfillment from the inside. The 9 is like the Hermit card in the Major Arcana, which is all about it taking time away from all the noise and the chaos of the outside world and doing this internal search. It usually has like a hermit holding a lantern that has a bright little light in it, or a star, and that star represents our higher self. And it's this inner search to connect, and the wisdom that comes from our inner search and the connection we find with our higher self, that higher place. So this really is, again, this mirror of finding that contrast from within. And then we're going to look at these 3 bottom ones together. And it's pretty crazy how all of these, so like we're talking about finding that emotional fulfillment from within. And then we also have this Hierophant card, which I know it shows a little monkey in a Pope hat, but this represents a spiritual leader, a higher place. And both the Emperor, which comes before this card, and which is number 4, and this is number 5, this is this transformation. 5s are about a transformation and this change. And both the Emperor and the Hierophant have 2 sides to them. One is like the loving Emperor and the loving spiritual side, and all of their intentions, all of their drive, all the roles they create is for the success of the kingdom, their congregation, or whatever group they're leading, to help them be successful, to help them grow and move into different places. And when for the spiritual sense, they know that coming together of people of like beliefs, when it's love focused, they can do so much and spread so much love across the world. Well, when our little human side gets involved, our shadow side, whenever the little child inside of us, when it feels unsafe and it feels out of control, it sounds alarms and it freaks out. That's where this, the piercing of the heart happens when our fight or flight kicks in. Our heart feels like it's, having a little mini heart attack. It's like someone startling you, and it's that, feeling that happens. That is us going into fear, and our little shadow self turns in from this loving emperor, loving spiritual leader, into a dictator, into someone that wants control, because in order for it to feel safe, it tries to maintain its own control, gain more control, and even take control from others. And so this card is popping up here to show that difference between the loving kingdom and the fearing kingdom that wants control, because that's what is being mirrored all over the place here. And then, as I mentioned, along with this 8 being mirrored down here, you have the 8, which is the Strength card. Normally you'd see a lion on here with a maiden, and the maiden would have like this infinity symbol above her head. And what that represents is the two sides of us. The lion is our little human self, and it is unaware of our higher self in the beginning. It's living its experience, feeling alone, feeling abandoned. And in this plane, it's born hungry, it's born thirsty, and it's told, look out here for that which will make you feel whole and full, and which will quench your thirst. And so it pushes us out into the 3 different expectations, these 3 different areas, which are like these 3 different cups. One cup is the cup of relationships, or the sword of relationships. The expectation that a relationship is going to make us feel whole, whether it's romantic, family, friends, whatever it may be. The second cup or sword is of circumstance. So whether it's of a job or education or some sort of situation that you're in that you use to define yourself and your worth, that is what we're pushed out toward. And the third one, the third cup, or the third, expectation, the third sword, is that of things, whether it's our physical body, our possessions, or our money, our bank accounts. And we're told, the little lion is told, go out here and eat and drink of all that. And we do. And, it's like Pringles or Oreos. You just can't stop eating them, and it doesn't fill you up. It feels like there's something in them that just makes you want more and more and more, but you're not satisfied. You're not full. In fact, it even makes you a little sick. And same thing with, we drink of it, it doesn't even quench our thirst, it makes us even more thirsty. So the lion becomes desperate. It starts to roar in the jungle because it's hangry, it's hungry, angry. Well, our higher self, that maiden in the regular standard tarot deck of the Strength card, our higher self is always aware of the lion, and it hears it roaring, so it comes down. And it doesn't come down to kill the lion and put it out of its misery. It doesn't try to cage it to protect everyone from it. It doesn't try to control it or manipulate it with like a chair and a whip like they do in the circus, because it knows that what that little lion is really hungry for is the unconditional love of back home. And because our higher self is made of unconditional love, it is able to give the lion what it needs. And so it hugs it and loves it. And that lion, that angry, hangry, roaring lion in the jungle, turns into this purring little lion cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling full, its thirst quenched, and feeling loved like it has never felt loved before. And so this beautiful transformation happens here. And what's wonderful is that as you're becoming aware of this higher self, of who you really are, it's not like Superman who comes down and rescues you and then takes off. You are now aware of your higher self, and you're able to walk hand in hand for the rest of this life, aware of that higher being you are and having access to that love like you have never had before. And then, so all 3 of those just are about emotional fulfillment and finding it from within, with that number 9 there as well. And then we're going to look at all these cards together. Let me just move these around a little bit here. So you already saw the Hierophant, and then you have the King of Cups, the King of Emotions, and the King of Cups would be what you would call the Christ love or unconditional love, because it's the highest emotion that you can feel. And normally the King of Cups would have the Ace of Cups in his hand, which is the Holy Grail, which is the chalice. And what is in that? It is the living waters. It's the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. So think of this as the highest love that you can achieve, and that's what this represents for this reading here too. Because of course you have the Hierophant, which is all about that loving emperor, the loving leader. You have the loving leader here. And then you also have the King of Wands. Wands is our drive, our ambition, our inspiration, your passion, also your spiritual energy. And for this reading, really zeroing in on that, this would be the highest spiritual energy you can feel and experience, which would be that of the higher realms, right? So you definitely are getting this message of connecting to the higher realms, of connecting to that beautiful, beautiful love from above. And it makes total sense with it being Pisces. You are emotional masters. It's what you swim in. You have the capacity to dive so deep internally into your emotions that you can get into this place so easily. And I know we can also go to the other huge extreme, to the other side, into the dark waters as well. But because of you experiencing such dark emotions, you can go so deeply into the opposite direction and experience that unconditional love at such a deep level as well. And then the other card that came out here is the Ace of Swords, which the Ace of Swords brings you this gift. One side of it is that it allows you to connect to the capital T truths of up above. So you're able to connect to the spiritual realm, and you're able to see those truths that are not of our little Three of Swords here. I would consider this Three of Swords like the small T truths of our ego. All those popular opinions we took on as our own when we were growing up because we were afraid to get rejected and punished, or we enjoyed the praise for accepting what people wanted us to accept from them. And so this Ace of Swords allows you to look past all that. In fact, you're able to see capital T truths, but it also allows you to cut away those small t truths that no longer serve you. In fact, I want to put this King over top of here, because the King of Wands allows you to connect to your higher self and connect to those truths. So again, this message is just being reiterated so much on this connection to the higher realms, to the higher truths, seeing higher. So when you come across individuals that you don't agree with, or that are doing things, these characters out here that are doing things that you disagree with, that are causing these little fires and this little pricks in your heart to happen, you're able to look higher and look at that powerful supernatural being that's behind that lion that you're seeing walking around here in our life. So that character that feels so lionish, you can look higher and go, wow, there's this loving being that's really behind that character that I will meet one day. May not see them in this play that we're in, but we'll meet the actor later as well when we break character. And then when you bring all of these together, you really are, having this clear message of this Ace of Swords breaking and cutting away these expectations and these small t truths that no longer serve you. You are moving to this new level, with this Eight of Pentacles here. The outside world is transforming before you because you are able to see things from this higher spiritualness, from this higher passion, this higher place than where you were seeing before. So this message just really all resonates and comes together. And we are going to pull one more card. I'm going to leave this Ace of Swords over here, cutting away those Three of Swords. And the last card we're going to pull is from this Elemental Oracle. And this is just going to be what element the Creator wants you to know is at the core of this message too. What's behind the scenes or at the root. So whatever additional message, this will be the final card for your reading. So what's your final message for Pisces for this Leo full moon, please? Okay, none of those. So they said they're going to make it really obvious. So what's your final message for Pisces, please? Okay, there it is right there. Yep, you've got the light, the sun. And that is so perfect. And that is card number 6. I'm just going to put that in the middle here. And let me just look at that really quick here. Yep, and there's 2 individuals looking over there at the sun. 2 individuals, 2 sides of you. And then we're just going to read from here real quick and see what message Creator has for you. So light. Be grateful for what you have right now Every day brings new possibilities and opportunities. Concentrate on building your vitality and health. Shine a strong light upon the dark corners. Honesty and transparency are vital at this time. It's not an exaggeration to say that without the sun, most of life would perish. This fiery star at the center of our solar system is also central to our survival. We orbit around the sun, and it is by far the most definitive and important source of elemental energy for our planet. The sun brings us light, and it's 85% brighter than most other objects in the Milky Way. A big ball of hydrogen and helium, the heat is radiated outwards from its core. And we can see the sun's atmosphere, the coolest part of the sun, when we see an eclipse. Fascinatingly, the sun has magnetic fields flowing across it that vary in time and location. An 11-year solar cycle is the most prominent variation in which the number and size of sunspots waxes and wanes. Such has been its influence and vital importance that the sun was recognized by ancient people as one of the first deities, just as itself. Later on, solar deities were recognized, and many polytheistic cultures had powerful sun gods. The sun was regarded as a masculine energy, the moon regarded as feminine, most likely due to the sun's fiery and extroverted and extreme nature. The seasons on Earth are directly influenced by the amount of sunlight a place receives and at what angle. Winter days are short and winter nights longer as the angle of the sun is lower and more acute, which gives less heat and light. Being deeply aware of any and connecting to seasonal energy such as the introversion of winter or the explosion of attraction energy in spring can help us find greater flow and ease in everything, from creation of projects to the conception of a baby. And the element of this is fire, which is what this wands energy is too. So the wands, the fire energy, is spirit energy. And the sun being the core of who we are in the solar system, this is about you returning to the core of who you really are and that reflection. So again, the sun and the moon, we're the moon, like our little human character is the moon, and the sun is our higher self shining on it. So that's why there's these two characters here too. It's reflecting and keeps reiterating this message about the two of you that are going through this human existence. And I actually have this new series that actually came out this year. It's just a weekly video that comes out. It's like 15 or 20 minutes, and it is called You Times Two, and it is about discovering the two of us that are going through this human experience together, which the strength card is kind of like the poster child of that. It's talking about the two, like the lion and the maiden, and how we get to know our higher self and how we can walk hand in hand through this beautiful human experience together with that awareness of who we truly are. So that'll be posted in one of the corners here and down in the description box below. So if you want to check out that U times 2, then the playlist will be available for you. But I am loving this for you, Pisces. It's so your spiritual journey. You're usually the 12th house, which is all about your spirituality and diving deep into who we really are. So not surprised, and this probably is so juicy for you because this is what you love and what draws you into so many things in your life is this spiritual journey deeper and deeper and deeper into your heart. So love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, of course, in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates by each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc., these new full moon and new moon readings, and a couple of others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, and then also click the subscribe button, That's going to make this notification bell pop up. And when you click into that, you can select all, which means you'll get notified of all new videos that come out on this channel. And that also helps spread the love, because when you like a video or share a video or subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm giddy, and it wants to help spread the videos and spread the messages. So if you do any of those things, of course, I am forever grateful for that, but there's never any pressure to do any of that. And I wanted to let you know, Pisces, too, as you go through each and every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing full moon. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. Until then, you take care.